In this video, I'm going to further improve our responsive web design. So I'm going to grab this first full screen and paste it just like we did before in our previous version. I'm going to call this one half screen, and I will just shrink it down with responsive resize on and get it to about the size that I want to go with for half, which this is pretty close. I'm just looking at this width value over here, and I'm going to start working with some of this content. So I like to take it kind of piece by piece. So I have this grouping right here. I'm going to center this. Let's go ahead and center this as well. We'll move this over. So you're going to have to make some of these changes, right? It's not going to do everything for you. So you'll have to remember that to have the time set aside to actually do this. With this image, I think I might just kind of recenter him a little bit. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. So I have this gallery of these 4 animals. Let's go ahead and move this to the side over here. I think we can actually fit all of this. Simply by kind of repositioning things. And then, of course, we are gonna have to change some text sizes here. So I'll make this just a little bit smaller. So I'll go down to 20. Take this one, maybe we'll go down to 38 with that. So I can keep a lot of the elements the same and just, shift things around. So here we have an interesting case where I definitely want to make this a little bit bigger. Oh, these are grouped together, so I'm going to ungroup them. Grab this image. We'll make the image a little bit larger. And I want to have this kind of floating on top of this. So I might move this down here. And I might just change the color here. So I'll grab this font. Not super easy to read, but a little bit better than before. But you get just making these small little changes can really help. In this case, I have a 4-part grid. What I want to do with the 4-part grid is rather than having these 2 on this side, I could pull these down here and do them down below. So I might just take these 2 chunks, kind of repeat it, right? This is just a mock-up, so I don't care too much about the content. Or I could choose to go ahead and just lose 2 of them and just have 2 testimonials rather than 4. So let's just reposition all of this. Now in this case, these are really important information, right? We have dog walk, house sitting. What we can do here is right click and ungroup that grid, and now these are 3 individual objects. So what we're going to do is just grab this stuff, move it up with our arrow keys and the shift key, grab this group, and I'll center it. I'm going to grab the rest of my content here and just extend my whole artboard down first. Make my life a little bit easier. Oh, I want to turn responsive resize off in this case. So I'll pull that down just to give myself a little bit more room. Then I'll grab these and just move them down. I lost my logo here. Make sure that I have all of that grouped together before I start moving things. So we're just going to move this little house over here to the house sitting, and move that over here. Okay. So let's just group those together. And let's do the house sitting as well. Notice I'm not really resizing too many elements. I like to try to keep my elements all about the same size. Okay, and then I'll have that big schedule service button there. I'll move this up. Whoops, I want to group these together too, at least for now. So I'll move that up a little bit. Okay, and then finally I'll just take my artboard and just make it fit the size of my content. So that covers responsive design in Adobe XD.